Modern society has completely forgotten how to transition young men into manhood. We erase that map. We do not have a program of healthy masculine development.
Sir, I'm talking development.
It's true. And because of that, an entire generation of young guys became stranded in an almost extended childhood, left spinning their wheels and starving for a sense of arrival into manhood. Now give me 7 minutes and by the end of this video, you will recognize what male initiation and rites of passage to manhood look like, and more importantly, have some choices in what to do about that, if you feel that's a direction that you want to take. Now, back in the day, a boy didn't just wake up one day and magically became a man.
I'm a man.
Simply because he turned 18. There were rituals in many cultures that pointed boys toward manhood, but similar things are missing now. The concept of this missing ritual stems from a mix of anthropological fact, psychological theory, and modern neuroscience. There is a robust body of knowledge showing how human brains respond to structured developmental milestones. In almost every traditional culture, from the Spartans to indigenous Australians to Native American tribes, a boy did not just become a man by getting older. He had to cross a distinct line. The Dutch anthropologist Arnold van Gennep identified that in all of these seemingly different cultures, there were 3 similarities that had to be there for this transition to manhood to occur. First, there is separation from the mother figure or the community the boy has been living in. Secondly, there is some sort of trial. The boy may face a physical or psychological challenge of differing degrees. Lastly is the reincorporation of that person back into the community, albeit as a changed person. The boy is dead and the man arises in his place. This, as I said, has now vanished, and turning 18 or 21 has simply become a legal formality and not necessarily a psychological shift in the right direction. What is needed is an identity rewrite. And we still have what Erik Erikson, the sociologist, called role confusion. If young men do not successfully form a new identity at some stage, they can fall into prolonged role confusion, leading to aimlessness and a tendency to cling to toxic groups or artificial subcultures like gangs, like the manosphere, which I talked about in a past video. Please don't get involved with any of those. They are horrible.
It's horrible, horrible, just horrible.
These traditional rites of passage that are no longer with us dealt admirably with that issue of role confusion. So let's look at a few things that young men could still do. And this list is by no means exhaustive. And by the way, some of those old rituals were harsh and quite brutal, but we're not allowed to partake in those things anymore, thank God. But many young men still crave that feeling of being tested, the proof that they've crossed a threshold. But anything abusive or violent and unnecessarily brutal are rightly off the table.
Brutality!
The good news: harshness and difficulty are not the same thing. The following rituals preserve the transformative core, risk, responsibility, separation, and reintegration without any kind of cruelty, which we can't do in the 21st century. So number 1, the right of the uncomfortable threshold. Now, not survivalist brutality, but genuine discomfort. Young men spend a week or so in a survival camp with a group of experienced older men in a safe but exposed natural area. They can take water, basic shelter, emergency communications, but no phones, no music, no distractions. The harshness is confronting their own minds and learning wilderness skills and learning what real brotherhood looks like, as they'll have to work as a coordinated team. Number 2, the accountability challenge. He chooses a significant, self-directed goal that takes 3 to 6 months, perhaps running a marathon, perhaps learning to rebuild a car engine, earning a wilderness responder certificate. He announces it to 3 to 5 older men that he respects. The test isn't the activity itself, but the weekly check-ins where he reports honestly on his progress or his failures. Here, manhood equals learning to be witnessed when you're not at your best. Number 3, the fire council. One evening, a young man sits in a circle of 4 to 6 trusted older men. No humiliation, no gimmicks, no blaming, no shaming. Each man speaks for 5 minutes, answering what strength do you see in the boy, and where is he still acting like a boy. He must listen without defending himself. Then he speaks last. What I will leave behind and what I will carry forward. This is emotionally harsh, facing the gap between how you see yourself and how others see you. Number 4, the debt of service. Entering manhood through giving. He must complete at least 100 hours of service to somebody who cannot repay him. This is not a formal volunteer gig, but something a bit more gritty. Perhaps bathing older people once a week who've got dementia. Perhaps tutoring a struggling child. Perhaps restoring heritage homes. Cleaning up the environment. The transformation comes from doing unpleasant work that doesn't praise the boy. And afterwards, a mentor tells that boy, you know that manhood is what you carry and not what you take from people. And lastly, a community or the young man's family have to witness the change. Without that, it's just another hard day. So the real question isn't just what he does, it's who will be there to say, we see you differently now. And that acknowledgement is what a young man is truly seeking. Please feel free to subscribe to this channel, it's fairly new. The next video, I'm going to tell you some real life stories of men and how they recognized and knew that they were now a man and what changed for them to know that, including my own experience that changed me. Thanks for listening. I'll see you on the next one.